Welcome back to Road Dog Crypto. My name is Lane, and by special request, we are looking at Chiliz today, which is showing some very bullish signs that I want to go over with you. But there are still some things that have to happen before we can see the possibility of these humongous possible upswings, largely in part due to the World Cup that's coming up from November 20th till December the 18th this year. Guys, I first want to start out with the weekly just for a few seconds, drawing your attention to this big, huge green dot here on Market Cipher, and also taking a look at the stochastics. Do you see this bend here? That means that stochastics are doing a turnaround, going back to the upside. They're flipping. VWAP is already up there. Money flow is coming up. Again, this is on the weekly, very bullish. MACD is also looking very bullish. Seems that we did have kind of a bearish curve coming here, but now we've done a 180, and now we're headed back to the upside. Very good looking there. RSI is coming in at 60. Everything looks positive right there. There is just a little bit of hidden bearish divergence right here on the weekly right there, and of course right there it is also on the histogram. So that's going to tell us that in this area we might have a little bit of a fight, and that's something that we've got to talk about very shortly. On the weekly, I'll just say that we need to hold this level right here at this 50 EMA, which is coming in at 21.9 cents. Now the daily gives us a little bit more information what to expect short term. One of the things I want to point out is this bullish cross, this golden cross right here on the daily. That's one of the big ones that we wait for in this business, right? Daily golden cross of the EMAs means more upside, means we are positively in a bull trend for this token. But that doesn't mean that it's all uphill from here, because we can come back and retest these areas, and this is coming in at about 19.6 cents. So let's go ahead and mark that area. I do want to point out also that on the daily, indicators are getting a little bit heated now, especially Market Cipher here, where we can see the stochastics are kind of pinned toward the top. Money flow is, however, starting to move to the up, and also VWAP's moving up. So we got a little bit more upside, I believe. Got a little bit more strength to this move, but we will, over the next few days, at some point this week somewhere, print a red dot here, and we'll expect a little bit of downside to come. RSI is coming in at 78, and that is a little bit heated right there, and we are also showing just a little bit of bearish divergence for where the current candle is. Price action's coming down, yet our RSI is tilted up a little bit. Now this is just slight divergence at the moment, and it can be overcome just depending on what Chiliz does over today and the next day. I do want to point out that MACD is looking very healthy, and it's indicating that it does have some more upside potential. And if we draw a trend line there, we can see that it is actually broken out of this trend line here. So that's very bullish on the MACD in my opinion, and that signifies that we have more room for some more upside. So the biggest thing that I'm looking at right here, I've got a trend line down here on the bottom just to kind of give us an idea of what's going on there. Now watch what happens when I take a copy of this and I apply it right over here. Do you see what I'm seeing there? And that actually makes me very bullish. Let me just go ahead and extend this one out. Now we are in a falling channel, and they do have a tendency to break to the upside. I believe it's about 64% of the time, but also I want to draw your attention to this major pattern that I see. We've officially made an inverted head and shoulders on the daily. So we've got a pattern within a pattern, both of them suggesting that we do have a nice sizable breakout to the upside. Our measured move is going from the top of the channel to the bottom, or from the top of the neckline down to the bottom of the head and shoulders pattern. In this case, they are the same. Put this to the breakout area, which would be right here, which has not happened yet. Needs to be confirmed. We've got to see a candle come up here, a candle close above this red line. There may be a retest at some point, and then we can see further upside. That's the whole thing that's key, is breaking this trend line with the candle close above this on the daily, and then we can expect the upside. That measure move will take us to 49.7 cents. Now quickly taking a Fibonacci from the last leg that we just had, I want to quickly mark this area at 35.8 cents as a possible take profit target. That is the 1618 for that move. I am also going to take a Fibonacci measurement from this high here down to this area right there, and that comes in at 46 cents. I'm also going to mark that as a possible target at that 618. And lastly, I'm also going to take a Fibonacci move from this high down to this low right there. And if you look at that one, the 618 comes in at our current measured move, meaning that we've got confluence for this area right here to be hit based off of the major leg here on the head and shoulders pattern. Seeing that, I'm going to mark the 1.272 area right here as another take profit area. And finally, we're going to add this area right up here at 59 cents. It's correlating to our latest high that we had back in November of last year. That is a more ambitious target, but it's possible that we could actually make it up there over the next couple of months. So while we could take this down to smaller time frames and everything to get a little bit more detail, the daily really has all the information that you need to make a successful swing trade over this over the next month or two. And again, with this very bullish sign right here, with the crossing of the 100 over the 200 EMA, that's a great sign. The biggest thing we got to worry about is just closing above this area of about 26, 27 cents. Hold that, and then we can start making our ways up to these areas which we should face resistance at some of those. So those are some places to ideally take some profit as we start working our way up, because always remember, what goes up does come down. So pay yourself on the way up. If it happens like it did last year, and with the pumps that we usually see from these coins, we get a big move up and then we get a pretty quick drop down to the downside. Now, if by chance we do not make it up to this area and we get rejected here, you'll be looking at lower lows down here at the areas possibly around 14.5 cents, 14 cents, maybe even lower for Chiliz. So it is crucial that we break this area right here. I've cleaned this up a little bit so you can pause your screen and take a look here. And I'll also post this onto the Road Dog Twitter account. But until next time, my name is Lane, your Crypto Road Dog, wishing you the best. Trade safely, trade carefully, and as always, remember, you got this, baby.
Hey, buddy, why don't you and me we have a little talk about the like button down here? I hit it. I think you should hit it too. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Welcome to the family.